All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of Have Your Say 247. This is Rudolf Okonkwo here in New York City, and we are covering the election in Kenya today. We are talking to Kenyans at home and abroad about what happened in Kenya today. They voted for presidents, and we don't know the result yet. Results are coming in, and we're looking at them, but we want to talk to Kenyans in Nairobi first before they go to sleep. Joining me is Norman Kamuya in Nairobi. My friend Norman, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Good to see you.
So this is a great day for Kenya, is it?
Exactly. It's Kenyans go to exercise their rights and hopefully elect who they want and wait to see what the results will bring.
How has it been?
So far, so good. The elections have been peaceful. However, the turnout is way below expectations. I understand it's less than 60%. So we don't have the enthusiasm that we've had in the previous elections. So
Why is that?
the numbers will tell.
Why
I
is that?
think the voter apathy has been due to several reasons. What I've not done any opinion polls, but based on what we are hearing and the interviews that we've had around, there's a lot of a disconnect with the government. People don't feel the government has been caring or has been addressing most of the issues. Hence, most of the people would stay away, and that's one of the reasons. The other reason is some of the ethnic blocks are not represented as they have been historically, so they feel they don't have the urge to go in and vote because they don't have a candidate. But that is not confirmed. That is just my suspicion so
Mm.
far.
So, but it is a unique thing that is happening today because you have two candidates, and none of them is Kikuyu. So, is that a good thing?
It may be a good thing or a bad thing depending on what persuasions you're from, ethnic persuasion. But actually, there are more than two. One of them is a Kikuyu, but he's really a minority in terms of the slice of votes that he will
Yeah,
get.
he's not a leading
But
candidate.
the leading candidate, yeah, he's not a leading candidate. The leading candidates are not Kikuyu, but they have chosen as the running mates uh, individuals who are Kikuyus, and the hope, I believe the hope will be or was to bring the Kikuyus on board. But based on the fact that there's no Kikuyu candidate, you would imagine that there is a section of the electorate that has chosen to stay away, hence the low voter turnout.
Hmm. Now, so the papers we are framing this contest as one between the hustler, which is William Ruto, the deputy
Hmm.
president, and the dynasty, which is Odinga. Uh,
Hmm.
what is the meaning of
Hmm.
that? Do you appreciate that? Or do you think it's right?
Well, those are loose terminologies that are used or vehicles that are used uh, to midwife their candidature. We don't believe that those subgroups or those two entities have any political persuasions, but as they are vehicles of convenience. Hence, you will find that any discerning citizen who does not see any value proposition from any of those quote parties will choose to stay away, and that's why I feel they what I would call the elite have chosen to stay away because they feel that those are just a nomenclature that is used just to facilitate the election. But yes, the Ruto has defined himself as a hustler, but in the true sense of of a hustler, he's in the ruling elite or ruling class. hustler in this part of the world is used to denote somebody who is barely making it. But this is far from the truth from for Ruto. But for Raila, of course, his father was part of the ruling class or elite. So for some reason, you can loosely term him as part of the dynasty. But he's not been in the center of politics. He's been more of a dissident or of an entity that was opposing the status quo.
Hmm. Now, what about the issues? What are the main issues that are kind of making voters come out? Those that came out. What are the main issues?
What are the main issues that are making voters to come out
To vote? Yeah.
to
Those,
vote?
those are the.
Uh, I think there is no clear definition as to what each party is pushing for in the strictest terms of party definition. But most people feel um, there is some element of how would I best say it, giving back to Raila for having failed to win the election 3-4 times. So there is some sense of him deserving to be a president this time. So I feel most people who will be voting for him feel that he's done enough over the years for the country. He's been part of the what we would call the second liberation when we were fighting for democratic space. But for Ruto, I really don't know why a huge margin, cross section of the population would vote for him, because most of these vehicles that they are using do not have a proper. He's used a loose term, bottom up economy, but if you critique the principles behind it, they are not well defined, and they've not been articulated well to where a citizen would say, yes, I'm going to vote for his hustler vehicle because it will bring ABC to the table.
Mm. Okay. So, in about you, did you vote? No, no, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Did you vote?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Did you vote?
This time I chose. No, unfortunately, I chose to stay away. I did not exercise my democratic right. I let other people vote for me. And I'm part of that minority that feels the disconnect with the current political elite.
Or is it that you don't think your vote will count, or that none of the candidates deserve your vote?
Part of it is what I would call voter fatigue. We voted, and of course, the last government has made some strides in improving the economy, the infrastructure, and all that. But there are major issues that have not been addressed by both candidates. In terms of corruption issues, inequity between the haves and the have-dons, um, a clear distinction between the parties. We don't feel these are parties as you in the strictest term of a party definition, like you have in other countries where you would have, let's say, a Democratic Party versus a liberal or a conservative. They are basically organizations that are being morphed for convenience, and for that reason, we are not sure what the entity represents. But of course, um, we have our own preferences in terms of who the better candidate should be, or who should have been on the ballot. And for that reason, we keep those reasons to ourselves and choose to abstain.
Now, the president did something that we have not seen in Africa or anywhere else in the world. He abandoned his deputy to support the opposition leader. What was the reason that he gave, or what is your understanding? What happened there?
He has never come out explicitly to give a clear direction as to why that is, but there are all kinds of suspicions, and that's why I say transparency is part of the issue that the citizens are concerned about. We don't want to whatever party that they were in not having clear principles that could deliver and the next candidate. So it looks like these were candidates of convenience or what we call political marriages, and that's what we are known for. It's unfortunate that they are not. Organizations that are grounded on some political discourse that can be clearly defined.
Now, what do you think about the other candidate, George Wajakoba? Is it George? Last name?
Koya, uh-huh.
Wajakoya, yeah.
Wajakoya. Mhm.
What happened? Why is he not getting traction?
His last name is a tongue twister.
Yeah. Why is he not? People were rooting for him outside of exciting to cover. Can you
Can
hear
you?
me? Yeah.
I did not catch your last question.
So I was saying, why didn't he gain traction? People thought he was exciting to cover and he had new ideas.
Yeah, but his ideas seem to be off the wall. They were not well articulated. And they were not what I would call middle of the road kind of ideas that any serious political candidate would vouch for. So, yeah, he was what I would consider to be the comedian in the party.
Mhm. All right. Now, what do you hope to see in the next few days? When are we expecting the final result?
Unfortunately, there are some areas where the voting has been postponed due to some logistical issues, technical issues, and that should delay may delay. I'm not sure, but we are hoping that we can resolve this within the next 2 3 days and move on, and hopefully come up with a government that will address some of the issues. We just hope that we'll continue in the path that we have, and stem out some of the issues that have grappled the political class.
Mhm. Have you been seeing any results, and what are you seeing?
Yeah, so far we it's too early. We just they've already started streaming the results from a few polling stations, but it's
Okay, Norman Kamuya is his internet connection is frozen.
30%. You cannot even try to plot or give a trend analysis. So we still we will wait for a couple hours, maybe by midnight, early morning, so that we can start looking at trends.
All right, Norman Kamuya, thank you so much for joining us.
Biased one what should give you a missing some misinformation, but yeah, results have started streaming, so let's wait and see.
All right,
By early
Norman.
morning we should have some indication.
Okay. Thank you so much, Norman Kamuya, for joining us.
Thank you for having me. We look forward to talking to you again.
Yeah, exactly. We'll try to connect with you over the weekend when we know the final result.
All right, we'll appreciate. Thanks.
All right.